Good evening, Master Tanaka. Good evening. Good evening to you all. Good evening. I am Saint Augustin. I am here to exchange a few words with each one of you. Each one of you carries a religion, even if you say you don't have one. Because what do you mean by religion? Many of you understand as creed. So, of course, each one of you is aligned to a creed. You can observe, all of you, even if you were raised outside the church, even if you were raised totally outside the church, away from what you call religion, but from the moment you come to accept a creed, then that creed is aligned to a doctrine, no matter how much you don't want to accept it. But notice how you start to even orient your being. It is not a random way. You orient your being from a doctrine. So I say that each one of you carries within you a doctrine. You may not be practicing in a way that many of the beings that are around this planet practice, in that fervent way, in that way that is always present in the church. But observe, when you are also here, you are also following a doctrine. And this is what you have to come to understand. Because when you begin to understand and accept this factor that I am placing here, then you will observe that criticism that you often have for an outside world, that criticism that you have for certain doctrines, you will observe that this will disappear. Because you will begin to understand that each one must respect what the other beings live in. So this is not just a small part. When you are working on respect, honesty, this encompasses exactly everything, because respect, honesty, is precisely in this non-judgment. Then you must come to understand this. When you wish to conduct the words of God, how are these words being conducted? If you are desirous of leading God's words because it says that His word is truer, then you are in judgment. This is why God's word, it is one truth. That's all. There is no judgment within God's word, within God's truth. What happens regardless of location is that they are interpretations of God's truths. So each doctrine is interpreting in a way and understanding that the way he interpreted is the true one. That is why everyone who wants to live God's truth must understand this, so that they can actually live God's truth. Without this acceptance, there is no truth to be lived, because you don't accept this fact that I'm putting here. Then you are not letting go of judgment. You are holding that opinion that your interpretation of this doctrine that you are following is the true one. And you even assert, you firmly assert that this is the true one. But when it is said that in God's world everything simply is, that in God's world there is no judgment, and you even state, each being is living what he has chosen. So what this really brings, what this really makes you understand? That everything that is manifesting is God. But each being chooses how he manifests God. You will say, but will God then be diverse? Diversified within interpretation, but energetically, it is one energy. That is why I always put the acceptance of differences will make you open to your own understanding. That's why when it is said that there should be no judgment, there should be no discrimination, then this must also be understood. Where is the judgment? It is not in God. Judgment is in every being, because when you have particular experiences and you say that your experience is more valuable than your neighbor's experience, then in that is judgment. When you say that your experience is of more knowledge, your experience makes you have a true understanding of what joy is, what satisfaction is, there is judgment present. Because when we always say that every being is incarnated through a reincarnation plane, then what this means? That on that reincarnation plane, everyone has expressed a desire. This desire we cannot say is inadequate. It is only a desire. Because if God were to say, this wish is adequate or inadequate, then why would there be experiences? Why would you reincarnate if judgment would be present? That is why accepting your own experience will make you understand that your neighbor is living his experience. That's why when it's said that you must not generate impositions, it is simply so that this acceptance will manifest. It is so simply that you open yourself up to meet even what you say is the new. Because when within a work you are always aiming for a fifth dimension and interpreting that this fifth dimension is unknown, then I put it that everyone is seeking what is new. But when it's said that all beings God, then it is already being said that each one is everything. What is the new? If you say that there is a new, you are contradicting the truth that you are God. But if you just accept that you are God and you decide to live the experience of a new dimension, a dimension that you can say fifth dimension or whatever you want, but you decide to live it, you want this experience, then I put it to you that in this decision to live the experience of the fifth dimension, this occurs because you already are everything. Nothing is new to you because you already are everything. You may say there is the known and the unknown. There is the visible and the invisible, the materialized and the non-materialized. Observe, you are always guiding your being through this polarity. That's why this fifth dimension, which you say you want to live in, is always as if it is moving away, because the fifth dimension for you is duality with the third dimension. So there are interpretations that need to be changed for you to allow yourself to experience the fifth dimension. Observe, there is no duality. It is just experiences, and I submit that accepting that is a factor that everyone, even those who desire it, must allow themselves to work through. But all you must do is look at your being. What do I really desire? Is my wish now to live in the fifth dimension? Is my wish now to have another experience? Respect your being. There is no rule saying that you must live in the fifth dimension, because everything you experience is your choice. That's why it is always said, in choices there is no right or wrong. In choices there are only choices, nothing else. So in your choice, you have an experience. You have changed the choice. You have another experience. And this is the flow of God's energy. This is the understanding of God's energy. That's why I put it to all of you that when you open yourself up to accept these words that have been put here, then of course you will open yourself up to experience. That's all. And within all these words, what you will understand, there is present only what I desire. There is no desire outside of mine. In my plane of life, there is only my desire. In this incarnation, only my choice is manifested. And it has never been said that on a plane, here as you are living in this incarnation, you are only allowed to fulfill one desire. You can fulfill one wish, or you can fulfill infinite ones, because that's your decision. That is why it is said that incarnation is lived moment to moment. You are having experiences moment to moment. If the experience is repeated, that is your choice. If the experience is always renewed in quotes, that is also your choice. And within all this that I am explaining here, there never was, there isn't, there never will be, because it's always now. So there is no inappropriate experience. It's just choices that are manifesting on an incarnation plane. That's all. With gratitude, I say goodbye. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.